Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome to this video. This is John from Programming Knowledge, and this is part 12 of our PWA video tutorial series. And in this video, we're going to be adding the Firebase database, and also we will try to configure it within our project. But before we go any further with that, let's try to fix first I just want to correct something from the last video. We have added index.php here as as an option if the page goes offline. Now we don't have the index.php file because what we have here is index.html, so we're gonna change this. This will be HTML, index.html right there. So whenever the page goes offline, then we will try to redirect the user into the home page of our app, which is index.html, not PHP. Okay, so let's just save this and let's go to the index.html. We're gonna add few lines here inside this particular file, and that's for the configuration of our Firebase database, because as you can see currently we're not saving the we're gonna start this open with live server. We're not saving actually the contacts. So if we try to type in here something and then number of the contact and add contact, so there will be no contact added here. And this particular record is we set this manually for now, and also this one. And what we want is, of course, to query this data coming from our database and also save information using this form. And we're gonna save the information into the database, and right after that we're gonna query all the contacts and display it right here. Okay, so in order for us to do that, let's go to the Firebase. So this is console.firebase.com. So we're going to be using this particular technology, and in here we're going to create a database. So as you can see here, I have multiple projects created right here, but we're going to create a new one for our project, and this will be entirely for our contacts. So what we will do is click on this add project, and by the way, I'm gonna put the link in the description box below, so you could follow this particular link and you could create your own project. And this particular Firebase technology, guys, offers a lot of features where you could add authentication to your application. You could also have a real-time database. You could also have, or you could also host your files by using Firebase. But in this particular video tutorial, we're going to be focusing on the real-time database. So now let's create our project, and we're going to name our project as PK, or short for Programming Knowledge, and then we're going to have like contacts DB. There you go. And let's click on continue. Well, for now we're not gonna use analytics, so we could disable this by clicking this particular button right here to disable the analytics for this particular project. And of course, right after that, we're gonna have to click on the create project, and we're gonna wait for a few seconds for the project to be created. And there you go, we now have our project ready. So click on continue. And so as you can see here, we have the options, like for example, the authentication. So if we click on that, we can see different options also for log in or sign in into the application. So for example, you click on get started, and we could authenticate our users for example, by using email or password, phone, Facebook, Twitter, GitHub, or other accounts that you might want to use for your application. But for now, we're not going to use authentication for our application, because what we want is to save only the contacts that we will be adding inside our application. And this particular database, guys, we will be adding a feature that it should work also even if the application or the device itself goes offline. So we're gonna have to add that functionality later on. Even if our database is currently sitting in the cloud or online, we could also save the information locally, and then later on, if the internet connection is available, then the information will be uploaded here inside our Firebase database. So now let's go to the real-time database, as you can see here. Okay, as I've said, we're gonna use this particular feature, real-time database. We're gonna store and sync data in real time by using this particular Firebase feature. Okay, so let's go back to the project overview, and in here we could add, so click on this particular option right here, which is adding an application for the web. So we have option for iOS, Android, and of course we have the web. So click on that, and we're gonna register our application. So for example, we're gonna name our application as contacts, PK contacts, and we're not gonna set up Firebase hosting for now. So let's just leave it as it is, and then register app. Okay, and we will be given this particular script or configuration script for our database. So all we have to do is copy all this information right here. So click on this, and let's go back into our index.html right here, and then right before adding different scripts right here, let's just paste the Firebase config script. There you go. So let's just indent this to make this a bit easy for the eyes. There you go. Now we have here the Firebase app right here. Okay, and then I think we could also use the Firestore instead of real-time database. We could also use the Firestore. So what we could do is copy and paste. Copy this particular line and paste it right below. And instead of Firebase app, we're gonna change this into Firebase Firestore. Okay, so we now have two lines here. The first one is for the Firebase app, and the second one will be for the Firebase Firestore.js file. Now what we could do is below this line, Firebase.initialize app, we could add here, we could declare a const, and then we're gonna name this db equals to Firebase dot Firestore. There you go, Firebase dot Firestore. So we're gonna use this particular const right here all throughout our application. So for example, when we're saving information, when we're deleting information coming from our database. So now let's go back to the Firebase database. So for now, let's just continue to console, and as you can see, we have here also the option, the cloud Firestore, right? So you could click on that, and this is one of the feature of the Firebase, that you could use or you could save information, and this is some sort of a database. So for now, let's just click on the create database inside the Cloud Firestore, create database, and then we're gonna have to start from test mode right here. Click on that and click on next. Okay, and then you have to choose any location you want. Also, if for example you want to use US West or Asia East or something, doesn't matter. So enable, and let's just wait for a few seconds. Okay, and then we could create our own collection right inside this particular Firestore database. Okay, so this is what we have for now, and right here we could click on the start collection. So of course what we're trying to collect is contacts, so we will name that collection as contacts right there, and then click on next. Okay, and of course we could add here some information. For example, the field will be name, and for example we're gonna have to add John Doe right here, and then the second one will be contact number. Okay, and then just random number right here for now, and then we could click on this, we could populate on this, right, this one, and we could add text to that. But for now, let's just use this particular option, automate or auto generate the ID, and then click on save information. So that will be the first information for our contacts collection right here. So I think that's all there is to it, guys, in this particular video. And in the next video, we're going to be implementing this particular database inside our application. So in this video, we have added Firebase database inside our application, and copy also the configuration files or configuration script, and then we initialize our Cloud Firestore database. So in the next video, we're gonna implement that. So for example, if we want to add contacts or if we want to delete contacts inside our Firestore database here in Firebase. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.